Pokémon Horizons episode 114 airs this week, being the final episode of the mini flashback arc in Lumio City, and this finale is all about one thing: the rematch of Roy and Ult versus the shiny Lucario, also known as the Yellow Blast. Roy and Ult already tried battling the shiny Lucario a couple of episodes ago, but they failed miserably. They stood no chance, man. But this time, we know how it ends. Our boy Roy has to catch the shiny Lucario, because it's literally on his team a year later after the time skip. But how on earth will Roy go from being destroyed by Lucario a couple of episodes ago to now being able to defeat and catch it in such a short time span? Well, I think the answer to that question lies in two places. One, the new preview trailer, and two, a crazy theory I made a long time ago. First of all, I'm going to give you guys a bit of a throwback to a video I made in March of this year, half a year ago when the time skip was first revealed, because in that video I had a really wacky theory that at the time a lot of folks thought I was actually stupid for suggesting, but now I think I might have actually been right all along. Quickly watch this clip from that video and then I'll explain. The final thing I want to talk about in this video is something that I haven't seen anyone else discussing. Something that happened a long time ago in the anime which most people brushed over and forgot about, but of course, I remembered. And I think there's a small chance that it could play a huge role in Roy's storyline with his shiny Mega Lucario. Hear me out, okay, because this theory is kinda bonkers. 30 episodes ago, Roy had his big rematch battle against the gym leader Rhyme, and towards the climax of that battle, when Roy and Fuecoco truly synchronized with each other and hit their maximum passion and energy, singing their brand new song in unison, something totally insane and utterly unknown happened. Roy's entire body suddenly began glowing with a mysterious red aura, and then his Fuecoco did too. This was not related to any fire-type moves. Fuecoco wasn't even using a move when it happened. It wasn't Fuecoco's blaze ability either. This was a totally new, unknown phenomenon that we had never seen before. Roy and Fuecoco just randomly began glowing with a red aura when they truly synchronized and hit the peak of their battling. A lot of fans, understandably, wrote this off entirely, saying it was probably just a visual way to show that Roy and Fuecoco were really fired up, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wrote it off myself in that way too, but I did have it in the back of my mind still in case it ever became relevant in the future. But the more I think about it, we have never seen this happen ever before in the Pokemon anime, and Roy and Fuecoco have never done it again ever since, so the writers clearly chose to include this here for some unknown reason. It could be nothing, or it could be everything, because what if the red aura surrounding Roy was actually, well, aura? As in the mystical aura power that Lucario controls. The mystical aura power that some trainers very rarely can sense and manifest. I mean, looking at it visually, it does look very similar to the aura that Ash had with his Lucario, except obviously the color is red instead of blue. It may not be exactly the same as the aura that we've seen in the past, but what if this could be Roy's version of aura? Maybe Roy is sensitive to this new type of aura. What if that was the first time that he felt it or managed to manifest it? If that ends up being the case, then Roy getting a Lucario might not be just some random silly fanservice-y thing. It could be setting up a huge new arc for Roy exploring this power that he could have. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Roy is going to become some unstoppable legendary aura wielder like Sir Aaron or Ashy Boy, but if he even has a slight connection to aura, then that's so exciting in my eyes. Aura has been such a huge part of Pokemon's lore for so long, but it's rarely been explored outside of Ash Ketchum. So if Horizons gives us like a new, unique take on it with Roy and his Lucario, then I think that'd be awesome, man. So yeah, that was me half a year ago theorizing that Roy might have his own unique red-coloured aura connected to Fuecoco, and that maybe that would be explored further on down the line if he had an aura bond with his shiny Lucario after the time skip. Well, when I made that video, a lot of people thought that might be the biggest stretch of all time. I remember there were very few comments thinking that I was onto something there, and I can't blame you guys, I thought the theory was absurd too. I was just kinda having fun with it, you know? But now, because of the new preview trailer, I think I might have actually been on the right lines. So for added context, the connection between Roy and aura is something that's been slowly building up over time. Even if you don't believe that the red glow around Roy in Roy vs. Rhyme was aura, we've seen Roy having some kind of connection to aura elsewhere way more blatantly too. About 20 episodes ago, we literally saw Roy and Lucario communicating through aura. We saw them channeling Lucario's unique yellow-coloured aura through battle against Dan, and to me this once again hinted that Roy does at least have some degree of aura ability, because we've only seen actual aura wielders like Ash and Sir Aaron do what Roy did. It never ever happened with other regular Lucario trainers like Maylene, Cameron or Karina, so clearly Roy must have something there, you know? And now the brand new preview trailer for Pokemon Horizons, episode 114, I think that could have just about tied everything together with a perfect bow on top, because the preview trailer showed that at the climax of the battle between Roy and Lucario in the upcoming episode, Roy's body once again again begins glowing with that red aura similar to his battle against Rhyme. And then his Crocalor's body begins glowing with that matching red aura too. Once again it looks like Roy and Crocalor have some kind of unique red aura connection. And that red aura visually matches Lucario's yellow aura perfectly, dude. Other than the colour, they are totally the same, down to even the glows of energy emanating off of their bodies. It genuinely looks like Roy and Crocalor could be using red aura versus Lucario's yellow aura, and I think that could explain why Lucario, as the aura Pokemon, why it could choose to join Roy's side at the end of this episode. It could be amazed by the fact that Roy has aura capabilities. It could witness the possible aura connection between Roy and Crocalor, and so Lucario and its aura could align with that and want to explore that with Roy in the future, allowing itself to get caught. That would be insane, man. We saw in Pokemon Journeys that Ash's aura abilities played a huge part in how he bonded with his Lucario, and especially in how he achieved Mega Evolution so fast. So maybe that could be the way that Roy Mega evolves Lucario so fast too, at the end of the next episode. His aura abilities could perfectly align with Lucario's, allowing the Mega Evolution to happen easily. So yeah, overall I think that crazy theory I made half a year ago about Roy and Fuecoco's possible red aura, that could be coming true in the next episode, and it could tie directly into Roy's bond with Lucario like I predicted. I mean, the odds of the red aura showing up again when they're literally battling the aura Pokemon? Surely that can't be a coincidence, dude. It seems way too specific, you know? Obviously it is possible that I'm wrong. The red glow could just be a way of visualizing that Roy and Crocalor are really connected and fired up, but to me it feels more like aura. And the idea of this being a full circle moment from my crazy theory half a year ago, that's just way too exciting to not talk about in a video, you know? So let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. Do you still think I'm insane and really reaching? Understandable if so. I do like to reach a lot, to be fair. But hey, if you never reach in life, then you'll never grab anything. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed my video. That would really help me out a lot, especially because we're so close to 150k subscribers. And thank you so much to all of my incredible channel members. Fizz, Toten, Shiny, Juscadia, Not Mini, Hope, Bonnie, Melissa, Shareborn, Ramondus, Pokesan, Jay. You guys are legends and I really appreciate everything you do for me. And yeah, on that note, thank you all so much for watching and best wishes until we meet again!